some in the way so you don't read them. Okay, here we go. Ready?
The background.
Yeah.
Why isn't it charging?
It's already at 100. That's why.
Oh.
You need to charge yours or what?
No, I was just making sure because it was don't want it to be like broken.
Alright, ready? Alright, 1, 2, 3. What up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the FilmBros podcast. And Happy New Year's to everybody. It's a new year. I'm your host, JP. This is my co-host, Josh.
Hey, everyone. Sorry. I had a big old break for it. But yeah, Happy New Year and all that.
Happy New Year to everybody out there. And with the new year comes new movies, new plots, new characters, all that new stuff. But for this episode today, we are going to review and talk about our top 10, his own personal top 10, my own personal top 10.
Separate lists.
Movies of 2022. We're brothers. So we watch some of the same things. We have completely different ideas, though. Completely different. Yeah. He has his own list. I have my own list. We're going to go down the list. We're going to see if maybe some of the movies that we've seen make it to the top 10. Maybe some of them aren't, but we're going to jump right into it after you let them know where they can find us.
If you want to hit us up at any time, TikTok and Twitter at FilmBros Podcast. If you want to listen to our other episodes at any time, Spotify and Apple Podcasts at FilmBros Podcast. And if you have time to check us out on YouTube, to subscribe, like, and comment at FilmBros Podcast on YouTube.
Yes, sir. And this will be a spoiler-free review. Yeah. Okay, no spoilers. We're just here to try to put you guys on some good movies that you guys may have missed last year. And if you guys missed it and they're in our top 10, we squabbing. You gotta watch it. You gotta watch these movies. With that, we're gonna get started. Josh, let's get it popping. What is your number 10 slot? Going from 10 down to 1.
Okay, my number 10 is Don't Worry, Darling.
Holy shit! No fucking way that made your top 10.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Okay.
Actually, I wouldn't even say it, but this one was battling for 10th spot. It's really good. If the actors in it are it's Harry Styles, it's Florence Pugh. If you're a fan of her, she's done other movies like
Black Widow,
Midsommar. If you want to check those out,
yeah.
This movie it's really good. The story is good. It also has Chris Pine. He's in it. It's a really good cast. Really good movie. Don't want to get too much into the details and stuff, but it's really good. If you want to check out our spoiler review,
self-plug,
it's on there. It's on Spotify and stuff. But this obviously made my top 10. I really like the story, the acting, really carried it. I'm a big fan of Florence Pugh. She's a great actress. This movie I think it deserves to be in this list.
See, and that's funny because I thought about Don't Worry, Darling, and that shit was just like no, it's not even in my top 10. It's a good movie. It's a decent watch if you guys are really trying to watch it. It might be good for, I know it won an award, one of the things. So, I mean, it might be good for some people. I do think that it has some great elements that we talk about in our spoiler review if you guys want to check that one out. But it's a solid entry, I think, but I would not ever in my life put that in my top 10. No.
Even if it's dead last, like I still think it deserves to be there. Like there's no there's no real movies that came out this year that I enjoyed more than that one. Like I really like the love story and stuff in it. I enjoy it. It's really good.
Interesting pick. I cannot agree with you at all with that pick, but hey, I will give it to you. Very interesting because when you first seen it, it didn't show that you had that big of appeal with it, but I mean, it's art is subjective, obviously. Yeah. With that, my number 10 for 2022, I'm giving it to Bullet Train.
What?
Dude.
No.
Dude, yeah.
Not bottom.
Yeah, bottom.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why? Just go.
Okay. Bullet Train is a great movie. It has everything that you want. It has action, comedy. It makes you feel something. Um, but a lot of the plot is driven by this certain event needs to happen for this certain event to happen for this certain event to happen, and movies like that to me is it's good because it keeps it fast paced and it just keeps you going, and in the moment you don't really think about it, but after you're done, you're just like, oh yeah, no, this movie, if Bad Bunny didn't walk the miles, he would have never been there. It's not a spoiler. We see it in the trailer. So I mean, a lot of that happens throughout the movie, which is it's good. It makes for entertainment, and it's a great movie. Honestly, I highly recommend you watch it. It's a good Brad Pitt. I love Aaron Taylor Johnson in that movie as well. Um, it's a great film. I maybe you don't agree with me on the placing, but you gotta admit that it's a great film.
Yeah, it's great. All right, moving on then.
You ain't got nothing to say about my Bullet Train choice?
Nope. I'm gonna save it. I'm gonna save it for when I go down.
Okay, all right, yeah, let's go.
Number 9?
Number 9.
Scream.
Why in the hell of it? You got it so high. No, actually, we're on the same spot. Oh, that's my number 9 too. Actually, we're on the same page.
Yeah, no, it's really good.
Mm-hmm.
There's more on this list that go above it. It's just a classic horror movie. Mm-hmm. It does everything that you like about the Scream franchise. You know, the whole reboots and whatever else. It's a real good installment, and honestly, I'd put this above the rest of them. Maybe not the first one because the first one is a classic, but
Mm-hmm.
like if I were to rank them, it'd be first this one and then wherever the rest ones fall. But it does really good. Since it's also your place, I'll let you explain.
Yeah, it is also my number 9 spot. I was arguing with myself to put it higher, but you're right. It is a typical slasher. I do think that they kind of skimped out on the kills on this one because after seeing like a movie like Halloween, that reboot in 2018, and seeing how brutal Michael can be, this one, though it didn't skimp out on blood, I wish they would have done a little bit more. How would you say it? More brutal kills, in my opinion.
I think for Ghostface, it does get pretty brutal.
No, yeah, I'm not saying that it doesn't. I just think for like, and I do like some of the like plot, the twists and everything, like Jenna Ortega being in there, and having to swap out between, what's her name, Jack Quaid and the other chick. Like it's an interesting movie. It's a good watch, and I think for a reboot in times like this, like. And not even a reboot. I don't even think it's a reboot. It's a sequel, like soft reboot, right? Or like just a sequel.
I'd say soft reboot.
Yeah, it's a really good watch for a Scream film. If you guys aren't really a big fan of the rest of them,
go watch this one.
I understand, but yeah, go watch this one. I can understand the rest of them, but this one is a good watch, and I think you hit it right on the money with number 9 for sure. Yeah. Oh, what's your number 8?
My number 8 is Doctor Strange: Multiverse of Madness.
Son of a bitch. Get out of my fucking head, guy. I swear you looked at my fucking list.
No. I put mine together before yours.
Yeah, it's true.
But this one does really good. Sam Raimi does his thing. I'm a big fan of Elizabeth Olsen and Benedict Cumberbatch. Like they do really well in this one. Obviously you got the Wong. He's really great. The story is really good. I don't know why people slept on this one so hard or why they decided to turn their backs on it, but this one does really good, and it's one of the more better things to come out of Marvel's Phase 4, I think. Mm-hmm. Just movie, the story, the score is really good. We also get introduced to the actress that plays America Chavez, Xochitl Gomez, something like that. Mm-hmm. Sorry if I butchered her name. But yeah, no, this movie is really good. It was one of my favorite things to come out this year. I was really looking forward to it. Elizabeth Olsen does her thing as Scarlet Witch. Yeah, no, it's just really good, and I think it deserves to be in this list too. So,
I love this movie. and right on the money with number 8. And the reason why is because though it is a Doctor Strange movie and it's a great Doctor Strange movie, it is more of a sequel to WandaVision, in my opinion. And it's a I feel like it covers both grounds. It sucks that Doctor Strange has to like go through that whole relationship thing again in this movie. But Elizabeth Olsen's presence in the movie really elevates it, and the whole though I wish they would have dipped into the whole multiversal thing a little bit more and not just gave us that little sequence where he's jumping through different dimensions. But it could have been higher. It could have been higher. But Marvel, what has, in my opinion, this year didn't really produce a whole bunch of bangers. But this one had to be the banger because, you know, we had returning characters come in. Like I said, don't want to spoil it because if you guys haven't seen this one is worth a watch. Yeah, it's worth a watch. Very delicate with certain characters that come into the movie. So it was very exciting to see it in the multiversal shenanigans. But I think one thing that does drag it down for me is the CGI. Is the fact that it's not very Doctor Strange centered, but centered between him and Wanda as well. And you know, for a Doctor Strange movie, it should be about Stephen Strange mostly. But I mean, Wanda really steals the show. It really gives us a good performance. I really love this movie too. I would have to say it's one of the better Phase 4 movies for sure. But yeah, number 8. I gotta give it to number 8, and it's gonna stay there for sure.
Okay.
Yeah,
I get it. You know, and it's not to say that this movie is bad or anything like that. It's just there's so many more. It had to fall somewhere.
Exactly. Yeah. No, you're right. You're right. Moving on. Number 7.
Number 7. You might hate me for this one.
Oh, Jesus Christ, it's Black Adam.
No, it's not Black Adam. Black Panther, Wakanda Forever.
Holy shit, that made your top 10 too?
Yeah.
Fuck, the guy?
I really like this one. See, I know
Marvel shill.
No.
He's getting paid, but not me. I don't understand how this partnership worked.
I'm not getting paid. But this one does really good. I like, obviously, if you want to, we talked about this one. If you want to go see that at any point, again, Spotify. But the story's really good. It pays tribute to why did I just brain fart his name?
Chadwick Boseman.
Chadwick Boseman. I'm sorry. I don't know why
T'Challa.
I don't know why I fumbled that so badly. It pays a good way and a memorial for him, and pushes the story forward for everyone involved in Wakanda and stuff. The music, the not just the score, but like the actual soundtrack is really good. The actors, like I'm still a big fan of Namor, like, and I think it comes out into Disney Plus sometime this month, if not mistaken.
Yeah. I think it said the 16th.
Yeah, something like that. It just does. It does really good for what it is, and I think it's one of the better halves of MCU Phase 4 also. But yeah, that's pretty much all I gotta say about it. It's really good.
Yeah, Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. That one was one of the ones that was teetering on my list as well, but it couldn't cut it. MCU Phase 4 did not wow me 100%. Even that movie did not wow me. Like, it did have the emotional elements, but when I walked out that theater, it was gone. It didn't have that lasting, lingering feeling that I was kind of hoping it would. You know, like, hit you to the point where you're like, man, I really felt like, you know, Chadwick not being in that movie really hurt the movie.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So it's that one for me is not really up there, but I mean, I can see your point of view. It did have great performances. Angela Bassett, like, I think she won an Oscar already or an award for it.
I'm not too sure.
But she really poured her heart into this one. Shuri, even though Letitia Wright, I know that there was a lot of behind the scenes drama, but she gave a good performance as well. So they did pretty good. There was a couple things that I wish we would have seen, like M'Baku. I wish he was in there a little bit more. And, you know, there was a couple decisions I don't agree with. CGI, same thing with Marvel, has been having issues with CGI. So that's another problem with that movie. But I mean, I can see why you put it up there. Has good performances, but I wouldn't put it there. I wouldn't put it there.
No, you know, I think it just does really good. I don't know why you have such beef with this movie, but it does really good.
It's not beef.
What's yours?
My number 7. Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Why so low?
Because It was a good movie. I enjoyed it. It's phenomenal. I think the breakout star is the daughter. I don't remember the names. I really don't. I should have really looked up the names. But the daughter is a very like she is the breakout star within this movie. Like she steals the scene every single scene that she's in. The problem that I have with this movie is that it's fucking confusing. Okay, I had to watch it like 2 times to get everything, and it's one of those movies. If you blink or you look away or you miss something, you're gonna miss a lot. In my opinion, you know what I mean. And so it was one of those movies that get kind of confusing, and if you miss this, you gotta go rewatch it to get this and stuff like that. So it was a great movie. Performances were amazing and all that. Maybe it's just my slow attention span or something. I don't know what it may be, but for that one, it just got a little confusing for me. And I think with the whole multiverse thing, even though they did explain it within the movie pretty well, I think the whole multiverse thing was just very mumbled, and it was it kept you moving, so you didn't keep thinking about it, in my opinion. And though it did work, I will have to give it 7th place. But it was a phenomenal movie. If you have not seen it, go check it out. If you have a short attention span like me, you're gonna have to watch it again for sure.
Okay. Well, this is on my list, so I'm gonna save all of that for when I get.
Okay.
I don't want to.
But you don't agree with my placement.
I don't.
All right. Why don't you agree with my placement?
I don't, because I mean, I think it just deserves higher. Everything that this movie did, it just to make it only a few things higher than, or I think just one slot higher than Multiverse of Madness, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think it deserves way more. It does way better. The story's great, but I'm gonna save all that for my.
Maybe for me it's just because multiversal for me is, I don't want to say it's a cheap way out. It's just a very confusing concept, and it's gonna be, it's good once it's done right. But I mean, how can you do multiverse right? You know what I mean? And it's hard to do it right if you've never done it before. And we're barely dipping into it.
It's one of those things that changes depending on how you see fit.
Exactly, with the movies.
Like, think about it. So like time travel is always changing. Like Back to the Future, it could be like Terminator. It could be like the Time Machine, Endgame, yada yada.
Yeah.
So like it just changes. It depends on who's telling the story, how they want it to be.
And I feel like time travel is probably a lot easier to.
No, man.
To navigate.
That's a whole other conversation.
No.
I think time travel is a lot more convoluted and messy
than multiversal stuff.
Yeah.
No. Well, I mean, yes, but you can tell that though it is more convoluted and messy, that's how you can tell that they put a lot more thought into it. Because I feel like with multiversal movies, like all you can do is be like, our cop out is we bring another person from another multiverse. You know what I'm saying? Like it makes it easier. So you got to respect the harder route a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? Kind of get me?
I suppose.
All right. Moving on to number 6. What is your number 6 pick?
My number 6 is Glass Onion, a Knives Out story.
Didn't even crack top 5.
No, there's more than 5.
Okay.
So this one does really good. We talked about it. I'm telling you, a majority of these we're talking about we've done previously. I'm gonna keep mentioning it, but like this one does really good. It's a lot better than I think it's a lot better than the first one. My view hasn't changed since we did that episode. Like the story's good, the cast is amazing. If it falls short in CGI, like you said last time, then okay, but like it's not a movie based on that, so it doesn't really matter.
I don't think it has a lot of CGI issues in the Glass Onion. I think it's production camera wise.
Like it does really good. The story's really good. It tells a whole new story, really, and it goes much deeper. The twist is amazing. Like this movie it deserves top 10, and unfortunately didn't crack top 5, but I got more in top 5 that kind of knocked it out of place. So
yeah, no, that one is a solid entry, and it's a good movie. I'm still iffy on whether or not it's better than the first or not. I think I'm kind of putting it to that point where it's like so good and maybe so on par that it's what Rian Johnson said. It's like picking up a different book, and it's not to compare the two books, but be like, this is a 10 and this one's a fucking 10. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So I mean that's kind of where I'm seeing it as of right now, but I kind of feel like it's on par with the first one for sure.
Okay.
But moving on to my sixth pick, and that one's gonna be The Black Phone.
Okay.
I like that one. You guys are gonna see I am a horror genre kind of guy, and I really love horror. The Black Phone has Ethan Hawke in it. It's this movie. It came out of a left field so hard because I would have never thought that they would have made a movie like this, and it's a new premise. It's different. I mean, yeah, the whole kidnapping thing has been done before, but it is so good. This movie is so great. I would have never thought that this movie would have been as great as it was. Like, it kept you on your toes the whole time. It was actually scary. The jump scares were there. That eerie feeling, that edge of your seat feeling. This movie was just honestly really good, and it fought really hard to be top 5. It did, but I had to put it on number 6 because though it was good, and though I don't have a lot of complaints, there is more movies that go up there that I have no complaints about, but this one is a great horror film.
Yeah, see, and like that's the point I want to make. Like, these movies aren't bad. It's just it's finding the placement and where they fit most, because like, you know, a movie's better than this one, but man, you like this one a lot. So
they fight. They're fighting. In my brain, they're fighting.
Yeah, and Black Phone would have ended up on my list. It didn't, unfortunately, but like, I get it. You know,
spoiler alert.
It's really good. It's good. I mean, kind of not really. I mean, it's not there. I'll tell you guys that now. But it is good. I really enjoyed it. It just didn't crack top 10.
Yeah, so that could be one of his honorable mentions as of right now. But yeah, it has to crack top 10 for me. But like I said, we're two different people. He probably likes a different genre a little bit more. I'm just a horror freak, bro. I love horror movies. But with that, before we crack into our top 5, I know there was a couple sketchy numbers in my top 10 up until number 6. Any comments, concerns that you want to pay tribute to?
Well, like I said, I don't get the Everything Everywhere All at Once being so low. I don't know. Maybe it is just a you thing, and you know, kind of like me. I like horror movies, but to a certain extent, some of them are very hit and miss to me. You know, like it just depends. Like, that one was good in a certain case, but like I think this one deserves a lot. The Everything Everywhere All at Once deserves a lot more praise, I think.
Yeah, and I mean that's what I'm saying. Like, that could be the fault of me. I think that's just probably I had to rewatch it or whatever may have been happening that day when I was watching it. It's a very, like I said, multiversal stuff is very muddy and very mucky to get into, and if you even in this movie, especially Everything Everywhere All at Once, if you miss something, like, you're not gonna understand certain things. You know what I mean? And so maybe I gotta give it another rewatch. Probably will. It is a great movie, guys. It is a great movie. Go out there and watch it. But it's one of those that, like I said, it's fighting. It's fighting for its spot.
And and I think it has well, to me, the way I interpret it, because you know we things interpret differently depending on audience and whatnot. But like, I like the story. I like the deeper meaning behind everything. It's so good. It gets the point across while being fun and, you know, lightweight and stuff. It tells you very important things in the story. Do you want to say anything about my list?
I mean, I think I've already spreckened it, and it was just that Don't Worry, Darling. Like, I couldn't get past all the other ones. The couple were kind of low for me, but I mean, for the most part, we're on par. I mean, Scream, Multiverse of Madness, the same spot. I think Everything Everywhere All at Once is just the one that kind of. I think when we get closer to the top 5, this is where it's gonna really get dicey between us, and we're gonna have a lot more words to spit. But I feel like we've been on par for the most part, and I just Don't Worry, Darling. I just that one just seems like the one that caught on at the end. It was like, I'm holding on, guys.
No, I mean, I enjoyed this one. I really like it. Like, maybe it's just me, but I kind of like. Okay, I like romance movies, not like the Notebook type, but like this type. You know, like
sci-fi, romance. Stuff like that,
it takes a good place. You know, it tells a nice story, and like I just like that kind of mix. And so it would have it barely cracked it. It was fighting with another one. It'll be one of my honorable mentions if it doesn't end up on your list, but that will wait. But I think it deserves 10th place because again, there's nothing too wrong with it again, and I did a rewatch a couple weeks ago, and like I think it just holds up even with everything that it's faulty with that we reviewed and talked about. I think it just still holds up. That's why I put it 10th. It couldn't be higher because again, there's other movies that knocked it down, but it does. I think it deserves the slot.
Okay, I could see that, and though I don't agree, we can agree to disagree with that one. But I mean, it is a decent watch if you guys are trying to watch that one, and go watch it. But with that, we're gonna move on to our top 5. Okay, we're gonna move on to our top 5. I'm gonna start off this one since you started off last one. My number 5 is Prey.
Okay.
I fucking love that movie, dude. Predator, Alien movies, I'm a fucking sucker for them as well. This one, though I don't remember the actress's name. I have seen her before. I don't remember her name as of right now, but she is a phenomenal actress. And for her to come into this movie, and it's crazy because when I seen that Prey was on Hulu, it's on Hulu, guys. If you guys are trying to watch it, go watch it.
Go check it out.
When I seen it was on Hulu, and when I was done watching it, I was like, man, I could have put this movie in theaters. I would have went to go watch that shit again. Like that movie is great. It is what a Predator movie is supposed to be. I like how they kept to the continuity and made him look younger, have more primitive weaponry and armor than what other ones may have had. I like the little callbacks, the gun that they had in the movie, and just a lot of the elements in the movie and were just amazing. The cinematography was completely beautiful, and it was it's just a great movie. I think it deserves top 5 for the year for sure.
No, yeah, I get that. Not to get too much into detail, but it is good. I get what you're saying. It does deserve to be in top 5. It's really good. But moving forward, number 5. Number 5 is Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Oh shit! Okay.
See. Now I like the past. We just said it, but I really like this one. I like the story. The daughter does still most of the scene she's in, but I think it's her and the mom, like their chemistry that kind of brings it all together. You know, like I don't think this movie would have worked if it was just one pulling the weight.
No, yeah.
So both of them combined in it. I like the multiverse aspect of it because I mean that's one of the ideas I kind of toyed with in my head. Like we were having that conversation a couple of days ago about our alternate selves.
If I didn't put this pen down, it would have been different. Yeah.
So like I like that aspect. I enjoy the story, the score. It's a beautifully well done, and I haven't even talked about the different multiverses and like the makeup, how they look, certain aspects of it. Like, and I even saw like some animations in it. Like it's really good movie that y'all should check out. And I'm pretty sure it'll either, if not your top 5, your top 10. It's really good.
It's a kind of a spoiler, but it's not really. But I like the one of the multiverses where they have like hot dog fingers.
Oh yeah,
that's just funny to me. I've always cracked up about that one.
Yeah. It's just a good movie. I can see that. Like I said, if it doesn't end up in your top 5, it ends up in your top 10.
It has to
really
be.
good.
Yeah, no, it has to hit your top 10.
Yeah.
There's no way that movie is way too good, and the act like how you said, one carries a lot, which is the daughter, but both of their acting is crucial and pivotal to this movie, and it does bring. You could tell the performance speaks a lot.
The story wouldn't have that much of an impact if it was just the daughter pulling away or the mom pulling away. It takes both of them and their chemistry and their characters to really get you to the message and the point across.
Yeah, and it's a solid entry, top 10 for sure. Placement can be debated for sure. Yeah. So, and my number 4. Drum roll. It's Fresh.
Fresh?
It's Fresh.
It's Fresh.
No, it's just called Fresh.
Oh.
Yeah.
What the hell? That's what he said.
It's called Fresh. It has Sebastian Stan in it. It has the girl from 50 Shades of Grey. It is on Hulu right now. Um, it's a cannibal movie. It's about cannibalism, and it's crazy because I always thought those movies were a thing of the past. I know Hannibal Lecter was literally like a presence in the early 2000s because there was a whole bunch of those movies.
Yeah.
But this one came out in the beginning of the year, and like I said, Sebastian Stan in this movie, performance given.
Yeah.
The girl in this movie, performance given. This whole movie just has you on your toes. It's an insane concept, and honestly, it's just super good. I don't know if you ever have you seen it?
I haven't seen it.
No, it's so good. If you have not seen this movie, this is a put on.
Okay.
I am putting you on.
Okay.
And this is a put on for everybody.
I'll have
Movie
to
is
check it out
great.
then.
Yeah. But it's completely good. It's the acting, the dialogue, everything just makes sense in this movie, and it just I'm not saying I want more cannibal movies, but it just makes you think like, why don't we get some of these movies? Because it's just the concept is so crazy. It's crazy that it just makes you. It's crazy, but it's not too far fetched where it cannot happen to somebody. You know what I mean? So it just makes you feel a different type of way.
Okay.
But it's a solid movie. I would highly recommend you watch.
Okay, yeah. I'll check it out if it's in your. I'm taking your word for it. If it's in your top 5, it has to be really good. Because I know you can be picky sometimes with it. So,
Yeah.
So I'll definitely check it out. But moving forward, since I don't really have much to say about it.
Yeah. What's your number?
Number 4 is Prey.
Oh. Okay. One more under me.
Yeah. This one does really good. Again, nothing that you haven't said is wrong about it. It does really well. I like the actress. Everyone does their thing. I do like the Predator. This is probably my favorite one out of like the entire franchise. I forget what they call him, but he clearly needs. It's clearly him just, underdeveloped by the sense of where they can be and where we've seen them before.
Mm-hmm.
It's a really good movie. If you haven't seen it, check it out. It's a great installment. But honestly, like not to get on a side tangent or anything, but I think the Predator movies are kind of just the way they can get creative and stuff, they outdo the Alien movies, in my opinion. And this one sort of just, it's another like hitter against them. It's so good.
I think you're 100% correct. I think because to be honest, I think one of my favorite Predator movies has had to be that new one called Predators with Topher Grace is in that one.
Yeah.
And all them. It's Predator really just does something different than Alien, and though I do like the new Alien movies like Prometheus and Alien Covenant, and I do think the old Alien movies are classics, Predator does do a lot more, and a lot more with the action, and a lot more with the world building that they put themselves in.
Yeah, and like it's not. I don't want to say it's anything too like revolutionary story wise, like because we've seen this kind of thing before. We kind of see it in the first one, the very first one. Except, it's on a lower scale. They throw you back into Native American times, It's really good. I don't want to say too much because it does get going, but like it's so good. Just check it out. No, not my 4th slot for sure.
Yeah, no, it's a great movie. I 100% agree. Everything that I said before, plus his combined. Watch that movie. It's on Hulu. It's a great watch. It's a great watch. Moving on to number 3. My number 3 is Glass Onion.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Glass Onion hit the top 3, and like I said, it's because it's that movie where honestly you don't have to see the first one in order to know what this one is. You know what I mean? You don't need back context. This is like how Ryan Johnson said in one of the interviews, and we talked about it in our previous podcast. If you guys want to go check that out on YouTube, that he just wished that it was just a different book off the shelf, and I think that it's exactly that. I think it's on par with the first one. I think you can compare it and be like, oh, this, but there's no connectivity between them. It's their own separate movie, and so I do think having the Netflix production did kind of bring it down from the first movie, which sucks. But story-wise, plot-wise, everything else, wardrobe, fucking cinematography, everything about that movie is A1.
Yeah.
I just can't get over that movie, and I will rewatch it. It just sucks that it doesn't have a lot of rewatch value. These movies don't have a lot of rewatch value, but while you're watching it, just how they have you duped and how you have to think and then like be like, okay, well now I want to rewatch it to see if I caught that or if they did do that. And I would say maybe rewatch values maybe 2-3 times, but after that you already know what happens, and maybe you could watch it once a year or whatever. But it's a good watch, and I honestly believe it deserves top 3.
Yeah. I get it. It placing, we do disagree on placing, but I get it. It's really good. It is a good movie, and like I just think that mine suffered from alternative choices. Like I got more movies that I prefer over this one.
Yeah, no, I get you.
It's really good. I'm not knocking it. It is good.
Glass Onion's on Netflix. Yep. If you guys are trying to watch it,
go check it out. It's really good.
Yeah.
But moving on.
Yeah. What's your number 3? Top 3.
My number 3 is Bullet Train. I really like this movie.
We have a mean separation.
I really like this one. I don't know. I like the aspect. I like that it's a real contained story, and that it's mostly a. Okay, well, I can't say what it's about, but it's self-contained, and like how you said, this has to happen for that to happen. I think it's all part of the story, and it's in service of the story and the meaning behind it, and how it shows you how things work and stuff. It's really good, and the performances, the action, they do really well. Like the cast is stacked, and if you're Bad Bunny was probably my least favorite part of it, but I mean, he's cool and fun for him being in it.
Yeah.
Everyone else does their thing. Like I said, the action is good, story is great, the score is amazing. It really just pulls it all together, and it's a really good movie.
I think I like Brad Pitt's character in that movie 100%. Yeah, I really do like him in that movie.
I honestly didn't think he could play that kind of character either.
Me neither.
But it really goes to show that he can.
Yeah, no, he got the chops.
His chops are just.
But and keep it a buck. Now that you talked about it, I do want to rewatch it, and we gotta have to rewatch it because it's a fucking good movie.
Yeah.
And I've been wanting to rewatch it. I just been trying to fit all these 2022 movies before the end of the year.
Yeah.
But with that, yeah. Bullet Train, that one's also on Netflix. If you guys haven't seen it, you guys don't want to get a physical copy, go check it out. It's on Netflix. All right, here's where it gets, and I'm pretty sure we're on the same page. So I'm not gonna beat around the bush. I'm pretty sure we're somewhat on the same page, and we're not. I'm jumping this mic. My number 2 is Top Gun Maverick. Okay. All right. Okay.
Thank God.
All right, Top Gun Maverick. It's a phenomenal movie. Why I put it off for so long, because I know it came out in May, but I literally did not watch it till December. And I put it off for so long. I have no idea why. Though I do love Tom Cruise, Top Gun. I do love everything about it. I don't know why I slept on it. But now that I finally watched it and I've seen it, this movie is the hype that everybody was talking about. Dude, I loved this movie. This shit made me cry a little bit. Like the CGI was great. The cockpit scenes are nice. The dog fights are amazing. Very, very. The plot is very simple, but everything else really makes it pop. And I can't thank Tom Cruise enough, because you can tell, like, when he is passionate about his franchises, like Mission Impossible, Top Gun now.
Yeah.
And, when he's passionate about his franchises, he really does the most. Like, hearing that they actually took classes to go fly these planes, hearing all these things, like, it's insane. It's insane what kind of caliber of actors that are in this movie. Miles Teller, fucking great as Goose's child. Like, it's a phenomenal movie. It's great. I love it.
Yeah, I get it. I had the luxury of watching this in the movie theaters, and man, it was an experience. I'm sorry. But
I know.
It was something that it's really good, and it went back to the movie theaters like twice or something like that. Like after it was initially done.
And I was gonna go watch it too, and there were some scenes in there that I was like, man, I should have really watched it in the theaters.
It was really good, and this to say how I think someone else said it. Maybe I'm just copying what they said, but They said that this is how you do a legacy movie.
Yeah.
It doesn't change anything from the first one, but it adds to it in a very good way. It makes
Story, emotional, everything.
makes everything flare up. It's good. The story's really great. If you haven't seen it, go see it.
Yeah, it's an amazing movie. It's immaculate. It's
made
great.
me cry. I cried. Like even watching his reaction to watch it, I was excited. Like because I was hyping this movie up.
Yeah.
And if it would have fell short, I would have been really mad. But
Yeah.
like the fact that he got it, he got the vision that I was getting. Like it's a really good movie. You gotta see it.
And I think it resonated with a lot of people because, like I said, this movie was pure hype. I've seen it all over the internet. I was like, no way. Like, don't get me wrong. I know Tom Cruise delivers, but I was just like, come on, it's fighter jets. You know what I mean? I kind of went in there a little little skeptical. Sorry, about it, and watching it, I was like, damn, like, holy shit. Like, there was a lot of stuff where I was sitting there, I was like, oh, fuck. Like, they really did that. It's a great watch. It's a great movie. If you guys haven't seen it yet, one of the best movies of the year.
You gotta check it out.
One of the best movies of the year. 100% hands down. It's great. And I think it's on Paramount Plus now, guys. So if you guys are trying to watch it for free, if you have the subscription, go watch it. And now for our number one. And I'm pretty sure, I'm pretty sure we're on the same page with this. I'm not getting to beat around the bush. Josh, let them know what our number one is.
Avatar: Way of Water is our number one.
Oh, I got Black Adam.
No, it's not Black Adam.
No.
Black Adam.
Avatar 2, The Way of Water. And this
Man.
is... Okay. And just for context, guys, we will be putting out a movie review, full-fledged spoiler. We will be putting that out. But we literally watched this movie the day before the new year. Because we literally had to watch it before the 2022 year ended. But this movie,
oh man,
just to give you guys a little taste of a spoiler-free review, because it's gonna be really hard for me. Where I'm gonna save a lot of the big bits for our other video that we're gonna actually make a full spoiler review about. But this movie's phenomenal. This movie's great. Visual effects are fucking stunning. The plot is great. If like a legacy sequel, like we were just talking about, like if this was a legacy sequel, this is exactly how you do it.
Yeah.
Fast paced from beginning to end. I kid you not. We jump straight into the movie and it just boom, 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 one thing after another. No time to rest, no breaks. We're letting you guys know that this is where they're at. This is what's happening. This is exactly what's going down. James Cameron is a visionary.
Yeah. Couldn't say it any better than that. This movie is just perfect. It's perfect.
Down to the last minute detail.
Like it does everything that I expected it to and more. Like you get a few things from the trailer, but this movie does everything. It's everything. I'm telling you, it's everything. I can't wait for the next one. But this movie just does it. It made me cry. This movie's just, it's beautiful in every aspect, from story to score to scenery. Like, it's amazing. It's so good.
Yeah, everything was just, I mean, even like the animation, the CGI on the blue people, like, it's fucking crazy how far we came from 2009 to now 2023 and watching this movie. Like, it's
so good.
It's amazing. It's insane. If you guys haven't seen it, it's still in theaters. I highly recommend you watch this in 3D because, like I was telling him, I'll probably say this in the spoiler review as well. I went to go see that re-release that came out in theaters for Avatar 1. Watched it in regular format. When they showed a scene of the movie, it was beautiful. It was great. But watching it in 3D, that same scene, it just it's a whole different experience. It's a great movie. It's a great watch. Good. Go watch it, preferably in IMAX 3D. Go watch that shit before it comes out, and you gotta watch it on your TV or whatever. But it's a great movie.
Yeah.
Top movie of the year. Yep. For sure.
Amazing.
And maybe it's because we just watched it. Maybe we're still on a high about it. But to be honest, this movie was everything I could have asked for.
Mm-hmm.
It was great. With that, that's our last one. That's our top. I mean, we do have some honorable mentions, and I think the Batman is a great honorable mention, though it didn't make top 10. I think it's worth noting that it was one of the better movies of the year. We got the Adam Project had
that was a good one.
It had Ryan Reynolds in it, though it was good. Sean Levy was the director. Another honorable mention. I also have Ambulance. Like I said, I'm a sucker for Jake Gyllenhaal. He's cool. Michael Bay. They did a lot of new different camera work with this movie.
Yeah.
It's an honorable mention because if you guys get motion sickness, you probably don't want to see this movie. But if you don't and you like these camera angles, it's fucking great. Another one is Black Adam. Though it did not reach the highest of highs, I thought it was a solid DC movie.
Yeah.
For an entry. Chip and Dale, Rescue Rangers. Yeah. That is another honorable mention. Nostalgia, up and down that movie. If you haven't seen it, it's on Disney Plus as well. And my last one, I don't know if you have any more, but my last one is the rebooted Hellraiser movie. It's on Hulu. If you guys like Hellraiser, Pinhead, it's great. Now, if you're an incel and hate women, don't watch it because Pinhead is not a woman in this movie. But it is a great watch. It's a good reboot, solid entry to the Hellraiser franchise. And any more honorable mentions off the top?
No, you covered them all. I mean, and like, okay, I just want to reiterate that it's not so much that these movies are bad. It's the fact that there's too many and tastes vary and stuff to where some things are just more preferred than the others. You know, like the Batman. I don't want to get too much into it, but the Batman wasn't too much for me. Mm-hmm. But every other movie in my top 10 was. Yeah. So of course I'm not gonna put a movie in my top 10 that I didn't really enjoy when there's so many that I did like. It's gonna take it over. So,
art is subjective. Yeah. And that's gonna bring us to our closing statement. Did you guys agree with our list? Did not? Do you feel like there's a movie that should have been in their top 10? We want to hear your guys' top 10 list. If you guys want to let us know, where can they let us know at?
At FilmBros Podcast on Twitter and TikTok. If you want to listen to our other episodes, Spotify and Apple Podcasts at FilmBros Podcast. And if you have time to check us out on YouTube, at FilmBros Podcast on YouTube.
Yeah. Leave us comments. Talk to us. Exactly. Twitter, all that. Mm-hmm. We want to hear your top 10 for 2022 and let us know if we were wrong. Come on now. With that, we're going to leave you guys and we will see you guys on the next pod.
Talk to you guys later.
Yeah.